The other day I made a video talking about pain and how you should use your negative and sad, angry, whatever emotions to fuel you. Use it as a fuel, use it to better your life. However, I want to hit pain from a different angle because I think there's a lot that goes into this. First of all, I just want to make this clear. I am never an advocator for ignoring how you feel or for suppressing your emotions. I am not an advocator for that. I fully believe that you have to experience pain. Personal example that I have of this, a couple of years back, I had like a mind fucking situation that was happening in my life and I didn't know how to escape it. I was in a place of dread. I was in a place of hating myself and my life, and I felt extremely worthless. And to somehow try to feel better, I started drinking alcohol because alcohol was kind of like helping me numb out the pain and make me feel a little more carefree and make me forget about my problems. But obviously the next morning I would wake up and feel like shit, right? Because first of all, I'm hungover, and second of all, I'm back to reality where my reality sucks. And at one point, I stopped drinking because alcohol was no longer helping me with this. Now I was just there with my emotions. And in fact, what alcohol was doing at that point was it was amplifying my negative emotions and my sadness. It was making it way worse. So I stopped drinking, and it was so bad. My pain was so bad and my suffering was so bad that I tried to sit there. I tried to sit there and logic my way out of my pain. It was like, if A plus B equals C, then Y equals MX plus B type shit. Like, I swear to God, I did this. But the thing with pain is that you can't logic your way out of pain. No matter how much you try to sit there and try to think your way out of it and try to be logical, you can't do it. Because pain is purely emotional. It is all based on emotion. And there's only so much you can do to control emotion. But the thing is, when something happens to you, let's say something traumatizing happens to you, or something happens to you where you're like upset about something, I don't want you to brush it off and bottle it up and be like, oh no, I'm just gonna ignore this feeling, and then that way it's okay and it'll go away. The thing is, if you try to bottle up your emotions, they're never gonna fucking go away. That's the worst thing about it. In fact, it's gonna bottle up to the point where the bottle has an end to it, right? And then it's just gonna overflow and spill out, and you're gonna end up taking out your negative emotions on other people, and you're gonna look like a bitter bitch. So don't do this, because I've been there and I've done that. I've suppressed my emotions, and this doesn't help. The thing is, when you feel an emotion, I want you guys to feel it, right? I want you to trust your emotions, and I just want you to accept that this is what you're feeling. Don't try to battle this with a logical standpoint versus an emotional standpoint, you guys. This is really gonna hurt because you're gonna confuse yourself. I've done this a lot, where my brain was telling me one thing, but my heart was telling me a completely different thing. And I was stuck between the two, and I was like, oh my God, who's right? And I'm making myself feel worse in the process because I'm not validating myself. I want you guys to validate yourself in a moment like this, in a painful moment. When you're going through something painful, validate yourself and let yourself feel it. Now, okay, I'm talking about this like, oh, la-di-da. It's not fucking easy. It's not. It sucks. It sucks. Pain sucks so much. Negative emotions suck so much. But I want you guys to understand that even though it sucks, pain is so essential. It is essential for your character. It is essential for you to become stronger. And I know I get tired of the character development bullshit all the time. I'm like, fuck, like, when am I gonna have a moment of peace? Like, I'm done with the character development. But the thing is, you're on this earth to learn, okay? You're on this planet to gain experiences and to learn from them and to become a stronger person. That way, when that situation, if it ever happens to you in your life again, you're prepared. You have built up resilience to it. You are stronger, and you're not going to react the same way in the future. And let me say this, you guys. The moments that have been the most painful in my life have also been the most pivotal moments in my life. And you don't see it at the moment, because when you're in it, it blows. And you cannot see how this is all for your higher good. You just can't see it in the moment. But I'm telling you guys, if I hadn't gone through some of the things that I've gone through in my life, I wouldn't have been who I am today. They always say you don't have to stick your head in the oven to know not to stick your head in the oven, but unfortunately, a lot of the biggest life lessons that we learn is when we go through something ourselves. Not by listening to somebody, right? Other people might tell us, oh, you know, don't do that, avoid that person, you know, blah, blah. But we still go for it, we still do it, and then we're like, fuck. But that's how we learn. That is actually the best way to learn. Like I said, feel the pain. If you're feeling sad, if you feel like you need to go cry, if you feel like you need to go into your bed and stare at the ceiling and cry, do it. The only thing that I'm advocating for, and that I have advocated for in my other videos, is to not stay in that place for too long, right? It's okay to be sad for a couple days, right? But you got to get out of that, okay? It only really becomes a problem if you're doing that, if you're doing that for like months on end, for years on end, where you're not taking care of yourself, where you're not getting things done. That's when it becomes a problem. That's when you need to pull yourself out of that, right? But let's say today something happened and you get sad. Don't brush it off. Don't be like, oh no, I have to ignore this. I'm gonna go take a walk. Like, I'm gonna go for a walk and this is gonna make me feel bad. Probably it's not, right? Feel the emotion. Fuck, like whatever happened, it fucking sucks. Go cry. Go scream in your pillow if you need to. Go to the gym and punch a punching bag if you're angry, okay? Go do that if you need to do that. But express your emotions. Feel your emotions. Because the reality is, you can't avoid pain as much as you might want to. You can't avoid pain, and you can't predict pain. You don't know when it's gonna come. Sometimes it's really random, right? One day you might be in la la land, like la la la, living your life, and then all of a sudden, bam! And it's a sad moment. I wish, you guys, there was some other way out of this. I wish there was. I wish there was an easier way out of this. And this is definitely one of those things that is easier said than done. For sure. For sure. Because when you're in a moment of sadness, this is the last thing you want to hear. But I'm telling you, when you're sad, let yourself be sad. Because at one point, your body is going to come back to a state of neutrality. You're not always going to feel sad, right? Just like you don't always experience happiness, you're not like walking around happy all the time, right? You're not always going to be sad all the time. At one point, your body is going to return back to a state of equilibrium. I love you guys so much. Take care of yourselves. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.